Everybody, what's going on? Good morning. What's up, young Ada?
Good morning. Good morning.
Doing
How you
good.
doing? Happy
Happy
Saturday.
Saturday to you too. I just had my coffee and I jumped into a space and then I jumped into this one. So feeling energetic today. Well, I didn't get much sleep today though. I think I only got like 6 hours or something, but that's fine. Nothing new to me.
I didn't get as much sleep as I wanted to. Stayed up kind of late playing Diablo. Inevitably up at 7, like just about every
Hmm.
morning, no matter what. My eyes open. So
How late did you stay playing Diablo?
to midnight. I know that's not like late for some people,
Mm.
but like I said, no matter what, I'm up at 7, so that's pretty late for me.
Yeah, no matter what, I'm usually up around 7 too, although sometimes I'll wake up at 6. I really need to. I need a more stable sleeping schedule. I used to have it, but now it's been a bit all over the place, so need to get that straightened out. Yeah, but thanks everybody for coming. We're here. We just started. We're gonna wait a few more minutes. The king himself, Butler Raggy, will be coming in, stepping off his private jet soon. He's probably refueling somewhere. That's why he's a bit late. But we're good. We're chilling. This is the Purring Room. Thank you for coming. I see Dijon Ducks down there. I see Buttermoon. He's one of our biggest supporters. He likes everything. And he likes and retweets everything about Raggy. So we always need that kind of support. So thanks for that. And I see we have Mosey down there too. Nice, nice, nice. We're just chilling, guys. We have a few guests coming up. So we will be here for a few hours, about maybe 2.5. It's not going to be 3 this time. So I have a life. I have a life outside of this as well.
Yeah, I can't stay too long. My family, my mom wants me to come do something over at her house. So I've got to get up inevitably, go do that, and then I'm gonna go play some golf today with a buddy this afternoon. So it should be a nice lovely Saturday. The wife and kid are out of town. I took them to the airport yesterday. They went to California. So I'm home alone. That does not happen often. So I'm just taking full advantage of that. Peace and quiet. Nobody yelled at me this morning. It was nice.
Nice. That sounds fun. I go golfing and stuff. I've never. I think the most golfing I've done was like the mini golf near my place, but I never did like the golfing in those huge sort of golf courses where you gotta shoot the ball with a really long stick or something. I have no idea how to do that.
Some people can kind of naturally take a golf club and hit a ball. Some people can't. I mean, you wouldn't think that taking a stick and hitting a little ball that's just sitting there still on the ground would be difficult. And like just hitting it with a club isn't, that difficult, but hitting it with the right part of the club where the ball actually goes straight, it's not easy. So is it a contact sport? Football or
Mm.
basketball in some regards is there's some contact there, and then of course that's very physically demanding. Throwing, passing, catching, etc. Golf is a individual sport. You're
Mm.
trying to best yourself, and it's a lot. A lot of it's mental. It's definitely you. You get to thinking about things that you shouldn't think about, and it messes up the game.
I can totally relate to that. I did. I've been doing running for nearly 10 years now, and I think a lot of that is mental as well. Like, especially if you're doing long runs like 13, 15, 16 miles, eventually you start thinking about things and then you get a bit distracted and it sort of messes up your cadence a bit. So yeah, I think I can understand that to some degree. Although I think golfing, I guess, is different because it's not like your heart rate is up all the time in terms of physical activity. I guess I'm not sure, but you know,
Well, it depends for me, and I'll be using a golf cart for a professional golfer, they walk that whole entire golf
Mm.
course, and that's um, a lot of golf courses are 6,500, 7,000 yards. So
Ooh.
I mean, they walk quite a bit of distance every single day. So is it like running? No, but it is, it's pretty physically demanding. I've went out and walked a course before, and they give you these push carts that you put your cart in, and pushing, a bag full of metal sticks, thousands of yards. It's a little bit of an
Mm.
exercise. So it's not running 13 miles, but it's definitely 4 or 5 hours later. You definitely, because it is. I mean, if you go play a full 18 and you're walking that whole entire 18 holes, it's an easy 5 to 6 hours. No doubt.
Mm. Wow. It does seem like a lot. Just give me one moment. I'm trying to find this document here. Let's see. Okay, I got it. We're gonna wait one more minute, and then we'll just get started. Let's see. So meanwhile, we wait that last sort of 30 seconds. I normally don't bring up meme coins in spaces, but I think I don't know, the past sort of 2 weeks has been very interesting, and it got me sort of interested in how people think about these things. As far as the profits go, I've seen some of these people with their snack gains, and there's a few people at the top that profited in the millions of ADA. I don't think I've ever seen something like this before.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy. This one person
Yeah.
holds like 2.1 billion snack, which is worth like 3 million ADA or something like that.
Yeah, but can they actually sell that much
Yeah,
snack?
so that's the thing.
Right?
Yeah.
Is there that much? Right? Is there that much ADA liquidity for them to even get it? And then if they did, what would that do to the overall coin price when you try to liquidate that much?
Yeah, so that's the thing. So it says here in the chart, the amount of pooled ADA is about 5.4 million ADA, right? And so if one of these whales, say, wanted to sell their entire bag, it would drop the price by nearly 50%, I think. I mean, if they're smart, they're not going to do that. They're going to sort of slow burn it over time. And that's what some of them have been doing. So I've been watching these wallets for a while.
Yeah, that is exactly what a smart
Mm.
individual would do. Is every Friday you take some profit, take some profit, take some profit. As long as there's still buy and sell pressure, but you can't hitting up it all at one time. I mean, you can, but you kind of end up inevitably shooting yourself in the
Mm.
foot. Especially for unrealized gains that might be past that. So I did not get any meme coins. I did not participate in that game, but I'm glad for the people that made some ADA. I know quite a few people did.
Oh yeah, they did. And just as a PSA, guys, just don't degen too hard if you can afford it, right? I only put in what I gained. I only put in some of what I gained from my rag staking rewards, and I did win a bit, actually more than a bit. But I got lucky, and I'm still in there because I'm way in the green. So I'm probably not gonna sell anytime soon because I still have a lot of other staking rewards that are just sitting there that I'll let it accumulate, and I won't sell that anymore. I did, just for a bit of transparency, I did sell off some rag in order to fund my degen activities. It worked out pretty well, but don't be me if you can't afford it. I guess I don't know. Initially, I put in 10 ADA, then 20, then 100, then I think 500, and then 1,000, and then still up by I don't know 400%. I think. Yeah. But anyway, it's all
Well, you're up while the profits are
yeah, yeah.
still there. So that's one of the hard things with something like that is that kind of like a project rugging is that you could wake up tomorrow and all of everything could be worth zero. And I mean, technically that can happen with an NFT or anything else, but especially with a meme coin, just like the this, that, or the other happens, and that will quite literally be worth zero, which is fine, But if you put in, you mentioned you put in 1,000. Like if you can afford to go ahead and take your initial 1,000 back out, that's my recommendation. I always like playing with the house money. Like if I took 100 and put it in and it goes to 500, well then I'm going to take my 100 back out and leave the 400 in. And in my opinion, I think it's probably not even a bad idea to go ahead and grab that 1x. So wait another week, and if there's another 100 there, then you grab your 100 that you invested plus the additional 100. You 1x your money just right off the top, and then kind of from there, no matter what happens, you can't be mad at yourself. But plenty of people spend time, uh, you know, going, I shoulda, I woulda, I coulda, and yeah, I mean, you could have bought Apple stock 20 years ago. You'd be just as rich as one of these people that are trying to make one of these little meme coin plays. You could have put in $10,000 on day one, and now you would be a millionaire
Yeah.
hypothetically. Because
Yeah.
again, you can't really take for those people that are in those positions, you can't really take all that at one time. Or maybe you can't. I mean, I don't know. So it's just like it's weird with especially with like a cryptocurrency is like just because something on the sheet says that it has a market cap of this and this. I mean, just the wrong this that or the other could happen and it could all be worth zero.
Yeah, yeah. And to be fair, I guess I could have done that with the raggies as well, because at one point combined, it was worth nearly 60K in my portfolio. I guess I should have taken some off the top at that point, but I decided not to because I thought could have gotten a lot more from stake and rewards. But it is what it is, right? I guess we all make our bets. I mean, I kept it because I still think raggies has a still extremely valuable, right? So I guess if you have a lot of conviction when you're holding, that's sort of what ends up happening. It's not because raggies aren't like a meme coin. It's different. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And it's kind of like my NFTs is like, I have that same fear of missing out as most people do here with kind of like these meme coins. The FOMO that I have is that I'm going to sell something. So, like let's say one of my blockouts, I bought it for 150 ADA. The floor goes up to 300 ADA. I can double my money. I sell it. But my fear of missing out there is not the double up. My fear of missing out is that in the bull market, this becomes a 100,000 ADA NFT. Like the right person, the right company, whatever, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden now that IP is worth
Mm.
X amount of dollars. I don't think I could. I don't think I could live with myself
Yeah,
if I sold if I sold too early. So it's a knife that cuts both ways. Like you want to take profits, you want to be that person that gives a use case to a token, but then in the same go, you don't want to be that guy that spent 10,000 Bitcoin on two pizzas.
mm.
What the fuck is what is 10,000 Bitcoin worth today? So like it's hard waters to navigate. You want to do the right thing, but you know who knows what the right thing is. But always just don't spend more than you can afford. And I know that's easier said than done, but make sure all the other stuff's taken care of before you buy anything in crypto because it's all super volatile.
Certainly is. And in the case of block odds, I think it's interesting if they at some point are able to sign a deal with I don't know like a major studio like Netflix or something. That's definitely going to do something to the price. That's for sure. I'm sure a lot of people are hoping for that. Yeah. Anyway, we're just gonna get started here, guys. I'm Optimal Store. I am the mod for one of the mods, for crypto. It's not the mod. I wish right now. I'm kidding. And then let's see. We normally have our co-host Butler Raggy. He's probably sleeping right now. All good. He's probably had a long night. And this is the Purring Room, guys. So thank you for coming along. We host this every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We normally bring up special guests, and today we have three. I was just going to so our first guest would be Young Ada. Actually, is not would be. I'm tripping over my words today. Is Young Ada, and then the second one is Adania. So he will definitely be coming at around 11, and then we got the last one, Splash Token Club. He'll be on for about half an hour at the tail end. So let's get started, guys. Exciting stuff. So Young Ada, thank you for coming. Is you explained to me that you wanted to actually give me one moment here. I'm gonna say something real quick. Okay, cool. So Young Ada, what brought you to Cardano?
What brought me to Cardano? Um, I was looking at cryptocurrency for a while, looking at different tokens, the metrics, how long they had been in the top 10, so forth and so on. And like a lot of people, came to see Cardano for, the problems that it solves, the fact that it's like a next gen technology over Bitcoin and Ethereum. Um, just a lot of things about the protocol in general that I really saw value in Charles and everything that he said about what they're building here, and so kind of came into the scene looking at NFTs, looking at holding the tokens, being able to stake the tokens, things like that. And then through that experience, saw a lot of people buying different NFTs. And I was like, well, I think I'm going to make some NFTs. And so I did some AI art. So I have a second profile called Carta Auto AI. And I had that profile for a while and was doing some AI art, had some stuff on, and still do, have stuff for sale up on JPEG Store, some cool cars. I'm a fucking car nut. I
Hmm.
love anything on four wheels. So through that, um, CNFT Con was coming up last year, and we were in me and a group of people were in a Twitter space, and the conversation comes up quite often of being early, right? We're early in Web3, we're early in blockchain technology, we're early in the NFT space, and someone said young Ada, hashtag young Ada, and I was like, wow, that's I like that. I like that play on that term. Like we're early, young Ada. Like Cardano's young. So I kind of took that and ran with it a little bit. And I just originally wanted to make something kind of promotional as a shirt for CNFT Con. So last year I did that, right? I made an NFT. So there's, if you go on the JPEG store, you can find it. It's a 3D AR NFT, that has CNFTCon 2022 on it. It has the shirt in the display cage. And then I physically did shirts that I took to CNFTCon as well. And not just like your normal shirt that you get from a convention, that like you wear it for a month and then it ends up in the hamper or in the trash can or in the giveaway pile. I like really took the time to find really quality merchandise to bring to the conference. Did not thought that there was going to be more interest there. Thought that there was going to be more people. There wasn't, so that was actually just a money burn. So, like as I've done an NFT project or someone trying to create merchandise for the Cardano community, I've yet to make a
Mm.
dollar. It's just been kind of like a labor of love. we're in a bear market, and so did that first NFT, and then I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, like I see all these PFPs that people have, but none of them really display Cardano, right? Like if you were to come into this space right now and you were just some random guy off the street, you would have no idea that any of us, maybe outside of myself, are into Cardano. My name just happens to have ADA in it, so maybe you would, deduce, that. But for most people, they would be like, I don't know if a crypto raggy's on Solana, Ethereum, or whatever. So I did a little small PFP drop. It's actually like this flying TV billboard that has Cardano on it. Those are really cool. Those are 3D animated NFTs. Those are on JPEG Store as well. There's four different rarities of those. And then that's the last NFT I did. So that was early in
I
2022.
remember when those were minting. I
Um,
think how much were how much were they minting for?
oh, so the the 3D NFTs, the 3D animated ones, those were only 20 ADA. And that's when ADA was still like 30, 40 cents,
Mm,
so damn near nothing. And then the display cases for CNFT Con, I think they were like 65 ADA or something like that. Everything's been very like nothing's been no 200 or 300 ADA. Even in the middle of a bear, like I've took no profit from the community. I've only provided really, high grade
mm,
assets for pennies on the dollar. Especially that 3D animated one. Like, find find anything else that's of that quality for that amount of ADA in the space, and I really don't think you will.
mm.
Like, it's really done. It's really well done work. I met this artist that's over on Ethereum. Um, and me and him, talked for a long time, and I commissioned him to make those pieces for
Looks
me,
pretty nice.
and he really did a great job.
So
Yeah, and he
the
just
3D
done.
animated ones you're talking about, they're the ones that look like the little TVs, right? And oh,
Yep,
yeah,
yep. I like TVs. Yeah, has a video playing in the TV. There's a production company that, fuck if I can remember their name. But they went to CNFT Con as well, and they made that video and they did the audio for that. So it's like you have a 3D PFP image, but then you also have an animated video, a
mm,
MP4. So it has audio and a video playing in that TV. So it's a pretty cool little NFT.
that is pretty cool.
And so, in three steps, kind of like, what is young Ada? Why do I continue to come to spaces? Why do I care about Cardano? Is like, I I'm gonna make another NFT, like forcing NFT Con this year, but the focus of this project is not to continue to create digital assets that have some kind of grand utility. There's no decks involved. There's no um, staking rewards or anything like that. There's plenty of projects in the space that if that's what you're looking for, they're there. This is merchandising. So, like, instead of selling the community another NFT, I really did go through the trouble of creating the website, paying for that hosting, and then getting like quality stuff. So it's like the As Color brand, the shirts that everything's printed on, is really good stuff. You're gonna want to have that there. So it's like, if people want to further support Cardano and a project that's trying to build inside of the space, then that's where I'm kind of trying to, if fund anything, fund it that way. I'd love for somebody to go get a Young Ada shirt, wear it proudly, and hopefully, it's a icebreaker. I wear my shirt still from CNFT Con, and people stop me because it has a Cardano symbol on the sleeve, and they want to talk to me. Like, if they know what Cardano is, they see that and they immediately want to have a conversation about, blockchain. So I think it's a great little icebreaker,
Nice.
and I hope people support that way. But other than that, so it's just like I stay busy in the ecosystem. I try to support all these different builders that I know, devs that I know. I retweet and like just about anything. Well, I'll say just about anything. A lot of things that I see value in. I try to show up in a lot of spaces and bring value to conversation where I can. So a little different when it comes to like a quote unquote Web 2, Web 3 brand maybe. Um, yeah, but love the space and want to put on for for Cardano. Like I want to see this blockchain do well. And so if me being out here patting people on the back and pushing things to the spotlight when I can, I try to do that.
Yeah, that's great. I definitely see you like everywhere. I see you in almost every Discord that I'm in, and then I see you on almost every space like imaginable. So like anytime I see you in a space, I hop up to see, what y'all are saying because you definitely have a lot to say, and you just like to hang out and support, which is great, honestly.
Yeah, I can't say enough about the blockchain as a whole and all these different builders and artists and projects. Man, there's people that are doing great things, and I would like so for me at this point, it's still like I don't have a quote unquote team. I don't have I don't have anyone out here really helping me push any marketing for this, that, and the other, and that's okay.
Hmm.
What I feel like is eventually, when and if the bear comes back around, maybe people will see the IP here that I've gathered. I know that you've seen like all of my different customs,
Hmm.
right? And I feel that is I feel for the right company or for me as running this business is that like it's marketable um, when the marketing needs to get used, you
Hmm.
know. And so it's been really nice, like knowing all the communities that I know, being able to facilitate things that I've helped facilitated, and so I'm just going to continue to use this IP in like a good way. Like, Cardano, we're early, young Ada. I will be back at CNFT Con this year. I'm partnering with two other Cardano projects for CNFT Con, just as kind of like cross promotion for those projects as well as my own. So one of those is Blockbones, which is it's a VeChain and Cardano project. So if y'all haven't heard of Blockbones, get over to JPEG store, get you one off the floor. Cool project there. They run a stake pool on Cardano as well. And then the second project I'm working with for CNFT or for NFT XLV is the
Hmm.
rebrand is the Foul Crowd NFTs. So Foul Crowd does the crackpots and the bone nugs, and those are both also on JPEG Store. You can find those
Hmm.
NFTs. But two cool communities, and we're going to be getting together doing a little promotional NFT here in the next 3 or 4 weeks. As we get a little closer to seeing NFT Con, that'll be another 3D asset, pretty cool. And we'll be doing some Twitter Spaces together, trying to get people hyped up for NFT XLV. If you're a holder of one of my NFTs or one of those projects' NFTs, when you get to Las Vegas, if you partake in cannabis, I've got a little partnership with a dispensary there, and you'll be able to get 20% off of um, your cannabis purchase at the dispensary if you're a holder. So that's a little bit of IRL utility for an NFT. You'll be able to go in, show them your wallet, show that you're a holder, and get that discount. So that's nice for Vegas. A lot of people like to go and party. You have to be age 21 and above. Please use anything responsibly, so forth and so on.
Yeah, yeah, that goes without saying, I guess. So, okay, so that's good. Then you have your two partnerships. You said it was Block Bones and the Foul Crowd. I haven't heard of Falcrowd before, but I did see you sport one of their NFTs a few times, so I was always curious about what that was.
Yeah. He made a custom for me. Do you mind if I pin something to the top from both
Yeah,
of
go
your
ahead.
projects, just that way people can kind of see?
Please, by all means. So looking through here, there the Falcrowd art is interesting. They the first one they have for sale, 100 ADA, it has these eyes popping out. That's interesting. And then the second one here has like a has is breathing some fire out of its mouth. So they're basically all of them here are just skulls with different colors and shapes. It's interesting.
Yeah, they're they're kind of like skeletons, but they're like skeletons that are made out of weed in some regard. So
Mm,
the guy that creates this art, he's a pothead. His name's Nick. He's very talented. Like if you haven't looked at their website, go look at his website. I think he put this whole website together himself. Like he did all the art. I think he did all of the like JavaScript or whatever. I don't know how to build a website, but like I think he put this whole entire thing together. He's a smart kid. Does really cool work. It's all his own. That none of this is no Fiverr, anything like that. So he does, kind of in the same regards as what I'm doing with, young Ada, is that he has a merch store, I think, attached to his website. So Foul
mm,
Crowd is a clothing brand. He's got like T-shirts and hats and shit.
nice.
So which is cool. So I like him. I met him out at CNFT Con. Two of his family members are part of the project, and I've known both of those people longer than I've known him. So like I've known his mom and his cousin or uncle. I don't fucking
Mm,
know. Anyway, I've known Dogmata. He's a guy in the space. I've known him longer than I've known Nick. But good people. His art's cool. Check out his NFTs. The crackpots are still minting now, so if you're looking for something to go mint on a Saturday, go mint one of those. Show that project a little support. Give it a like or a retweet. And then let me go find something for Blockbones to put up there.
wonderful. Yeah, I just visited their website, and he's actually doing a website revamp, so he's getting a major makeover. But it does say it does have a mint now button. Nice website. It's kind of nice. Cool.
Like what he's doing. And then I just posted something from Blockbones. He's got a little something that he's going to be doing in Vegas earlier than NFTLV. I think there's like a V chain thing or something that they're doing out
Mm.
there. But yeah, cool project happening with them as well.
Right. So let's backtrack for a bit. You said this sort of the Young Ada thing. It sort of started before last year's NFT con, correct? If, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, it started quite a bit before NFTLV
Okay.
or yeah, CNFT con last year. Yeah.
And you said sort of like it was more like a burn. Like you didn't really make any money out of that, right?
Oh no, yeah,
Okay.
I've done nothing other than I've done nothing other than dump money into
Okay.
this. And that's okay. Like I said, that's just the way it is sometimes when you do something because you like it, right? Like I didn't do this because I thought I had some kind of great money making scheme or I don't want to say scheme or like an NFT idea, like oh I'm gonna make this 10K PFP drop and then I'm gonna give utility and then we're gonna have staking. I'm like because it's just kind of been
Mm-hmm.
me. Like nobody, like I thought originally, like when me and that group of people were having the conversation about like CNFT Con last year and like doing the shirts, I thought that I had a little more support in the community than I kind of did. So I've kind of just been, I don't like. There have been lots of people that have been super nice. They've liked and retweeted things, but like this, as far as all the money out of pocket, as far as hiring the artists to do the 3D work, to do the display case, finding the person out in Las Vegas to print the shirts, paying for the shirts, picking the, like all that's all been me. There's not been anybody else that's really helped me carry this flag, and that's okay. It
Hmm.
just is what it is. Like I'm hell bent to put on for Cardano the best way that I can. Try to show support, to these projects. Try to build this brand up, just kind of like brick by brick. Like I would sure like the opportunity for people to go. Well, like if you're on Cardano and you want a cool, like a cool Cardano shirt, like you go over to YoungAda.io.
Hmm.
You grab you a really nice, a really nice, sustainable, eco-friendly shirt from As Color, with one of those, designs printed on it, and you rock it, and help put on for for the brand, but not only for the brand but for Cardano, because I don't see, like I said, for a lot of the projects that I see that have merch, like it's branded directly to them. It's not really branded towards Cardano. So like most of the stuff that you'll see on my website, even if it has like a picture of an NFT on it, still somewhere on there it says something about
Hmm.
Cardano, or it has the Young Ada symbol, which is set on top of the Cardano symbol. So it's like it still gives you something to wear where hopefully, like I said, kind of as an icebreaker, somebody sees it and goes, "Oh, you're in the blockchain," or "Oh, you're into Cardano." And maybe that starts that conversation, get somebody to open a wallet, whatever. So
Right.
just another way of thinking about it.
I should probably get one then. Waiting a while.
Yeah, you probably should. I'd love to see somebody. I'd love to see somebody show a little bit of support. Whether it's you know there's no profit margin there where I mean, until like anything else, until somebody's selling like hundreds or thousands of something, there's no money to be made. But again, like as an icebreaker for somebody that doesn't already have some type of Cardano merch, here's a great opportunity. Go over there and get you a shirt. Show it off, onboard somebody. Wear it to the bar, wear it to your local nightclub, whatever, and see if you can spark up some conversation. I know these Web3 people want to talk to everybody that they meet about blockchain and meme tokens. So maybe I need to. Maybe that's what I'm not doing right. Is I need to go get a couple of shirts on there that have some snake and some farm and some shit coins,
Yeah.
just like pictures,
That's what's getting all the
pictures of
yeah,
all
that's
the
what's getting all
crypto.
the attention these days. The market moves really quickly.
Right now. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yes, I see a couple here. I took a snapshot. I'm gonna sift through to see which ones I'll buy. I think I see one for yeah, these designs are pretty cool. I see one with like a what's this? It has like the Cardano logo and it says blockchain in the very back. Interesting. I think that's gonna catch some eyes, especially with the yellow colors and stuff. Interesting stuff. I like it. It's-
Yeah, I need to get some more. I need to get some more designs up there, like on the website for sure. If anything, that is what I need the most. I need, if anybody here in the community is or knows somebody that is, I need somebody that likes to make designs, or patterns to go on a shirt. And then, like, if I'm able to get those patterns and I send it over to the website, it's a print on demand. But I found, one of the places that does the printing is really highly rated. And again, I'm not starting off with a low quality shirt. So it's like I could have, when I go into that website, I could have picked a $3 shirt,
mm,
right? And then, I could sell it for 15.99, and my profit margin would be a lot better, and maybe I would sell more. But like, what happens when you get a $3 shirt that you paid 15 bucks for? Like I said, it's not comfortable. You don't want to wear it. It's not cut right. It's not, like there's just, it's junk. So like the nice thing about what I did for CNFT Con is I ordered a bunch of shirts from a bunch of different manufacturers until I found something that I personally would wear more than one time.
yeah.
Right. So it's like, and that's saying a lot, because a lot of t-shirts, they're really, they're cheap, they're not really great quality. So Color makes a fantastic product. So, if somebody does order a shirt, I think when you pull it out and you actually wash it and wear it, you'll be like, oh, this is comfortable. It's actually cut like a t-shirt should be cut. So, like, as an example, I got a shirt from CNFT Con that somebody was just handing out as freebies. And, like, it was almost like a midriff shirt. Like when you put it on, there was not enough material for it to actually reach the waist. So it's just like some of that cheap stuff that people get for giveaways is all good and great, but it's not something that you'd want to keep. This is something that hopefully, if you ordered it, you'll actually want to have it. You won't it won't just end up in the giveaway pile a few weeks later.
Right. Makes sense. So let's okay, so wow, I really like honestly like how passionate you are about this. Yeah, I'm I'm doing spaces. Sorry guys, the lady came in. Um
No, you're okay. I completely get it.
no, I honestly feel like you're really passionate about this. So in regards to sort of the burn, right? This is sort of a question I asked a few times, right? But would you be willing to sort of, do this forever if you knew that you weren't gonna make any money out of it?
Well, I mean, I've been doing it for over a year now and I haven't made a penny. I don't know if I can do it forever, but I don't at this point have any plans of stopping. I really, my, so like if things go the right way for me, like I would like to see me stay in the space and build enough of a community and a following and friends in the space that when and if the bull market comes back and if crypto is really like hitting on all cylinders, if like VC money comes in and they're looking for brands to invest in, I hope to be there for that stage, right? Like, do I know if I want to run quote unquote the Young Ada brand forever? Maybe not, but I definitely want to be a part of it. Um, I definitely want to continue to see Cardano do good, and I'd love to see somebody take this IP and help me do something with it that would be more impactful across Cardano as a whole. So it's like if I can dream big, Cardano is $10 a coin. There are millions of users and millions of users, and Young Ada is something that when people pop over to Cardano to look at something on a website, they're on my website. Like, if they're looking for a piece of merch, they're coming to there to find something. So I want to continue to build that IP to the point where it's easily recognized in the space. Currently, there's a project that's popped up called
Mm-hmm.
Brava, and it's run by Nighthawk and her team, and they're doing some print on demand stuff where they're kind of playing that middle person. So I've thought about reaching out to them. They're fixing to do merch for I think Crypto
Yep.
Raggies. I think they're doing it for Bitfins, Cardano Stoners Club. So again, you just see kind of like all of these Web3, brands or NFT projects that want to have merchandising options available, um, and ways to help market that throughout that website, throughout that platform. Like I'd love to possibly get involved with something like that. Um, like I said, I'm happy about Cardano. We're early, young Ada, and so like I'm just gonna keep getting out here and screaming it from the rooftop and trying to partner up with the projects that I see value in and continue to show them love every chance I get, every opportunity, and as hopefully the water rises, it lifts all ships, and I'll be one of those little small boats there getting lifted up as well.
Yeah, I guess that's what we can all hope for, right? It's good though, as long as
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I've been like, I'm a huge fan of Block Owls, and I was talking with one of the people on their team, and he was like, do you want to help us? with some stuff, and I was like, like I have something that I kind of like run like on my own. I was like, but yes, like the short answer is, of course, I want to help you. Like, however I can be helpful, like I want to be helpful. And if if somewhere at some point that team becomes so big, like if Amazon or Netflix was to come in and offer them $100 million, I'll take a place on that ride on that spaceship.
Wouldn't
So
that be
it's like,
amazing?
I don't want to. Yeah, that would be amazing. So like same thing with lots of projects that like if they all of a sudden were to blast off tomorrow and they wanted to contract me as as a advisor, or somebody on the I don't want to say like directly on the team with another project, but in the same regards, like I'm passionate about the space. I'm passionate about a lot of projects. I want to help people. I want to help the space move forward, and I don't I don't need the gratification of being the one to reap all the rewards. Like it's it's like for me, it would be much more beneficial to me to only have a tenth of the piece of a pie and see everyone make it than to have 100% of 100% of the pie and not get to see my friends come along for the ride. Like I want to see these projects do well. I want to see them have great floor prices, active communities, like winning. Like if they all win, I'm going to win right along beside them.
Amazing. I did hear you say, I think in the last Block Owls space we were in, I heard you say that you'll be there sort of serving Kent coffee when the company signs a deal with Netflix or something.
That's right. That's right. I'm absolutely already told the wife. I said I've got to, at some point, if this goes the way I want it to, I possibly am going to have to go spend some time in Holland with Kent. It just is what it is. You got to do what you got to do for the league.
Nice. Hey, Butler, what's going on? Good morning or good afternoon. I think is for you. Yes, sir. He's still in his private jet. Probably the connection in the private jet is a bit spotty at the moment. Gotta go pay for the Wi-Fi, Butler. Come on. But yeah, young Ada, that's pretty cool. And I like that you're sort of supporting as many projects as possible, especially the Block Owls. I still hold my three. I think I sold like three after the freaking what's called the mint, and then I held the other three. I hold one in my raggy purse uh, for the game, and then I hold another one in my regular wallet. So still holding mine.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Anybody that holds just a single owl is good in my book.
Hmm.
I think they're some of the greatest digital collectibles out here, and I really like what that team has done. Like I can, and I'm kind of ashamed to say it, but like think about think about how often I come into the Crypto Raggies Discord, or how many like tweets and things I get out here and post. Like I've posted a tweet like screenshots of me playing the game,
Mm.
and I show that support because I see the value in the project, even though I don't own one. Right, so I'm out here pumping someone else's bag, just because I see value in the project. I'm not even
You
a
don't own
holder.
one?
Um,
Ooh. Well,
nope. So, like, and
what's your wallet address? Let me send you one.
I'm ashamed. But like, and there's other projects that are like that. So, as an example, I don't know if you know the project Phoenix Arena, but I've been in Phoenix Arena's Discord since like day one, and they have went through 3 minutes now. And the only reason I own one of their NFTs is because one of the mods, one of the people, or actually, I think he's part of the project, Apex over there, he sent me one. He was like, I can't have you in this Discord any longer and you not own one of our NFTs. He's like, you've been here for like over a year. I'm like, I know. I was like, I love y'all's project. I think y'all are gonna fucking kill it. I was just like, I haven't. I can't like. I want to buy one of everything, but I don't sometimes. And then like certain things, like I know that if I was to go buy one, I wouldn't sell it. So in some regards, I'm like, I don't know why I would buy it because I wouldn't sell it. Like if I had it, I would just have it forever. And like, I don't know. Like NFTs are weird, but like so many things out here that I absolutely love. I like and retweet their shit. I go into their Discord. I love talking with the communities. I don't own one. Digital Lowlifes, that's an artist named Joseph Miranda. Super cool artist. I love his work. I've been in his Discord for fucking ever, and I go in there and I talk to those people. I still don't own one of their NFTs. So like, there's all kinds of stuff that, dude, I just love, and I support the people, and I want them all to do well, and I don't even own one. You know, I'm not pumping my bag. I'm just seeing value where I truly see value, and I can't help but tell other people that I see value there and that it's a good
Hmm.
thing. And if that's what they're vibing with, they should absolutely go get one.
What's your wallet address? You can send in the DM. I'm gonna send you a raggy. It's time that you have one.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
send you a
Okay.
deal. And seriously, bro, you don't have to do that. I'm not begging for anything. I'm not begging for
It's okay.
NFTs. It's not like
I
I
want to
can't.
send you one. You're always a great supporter, so I figured I have way too many raggies. First of all, so I need to give at least one away.
All right. Well, then in that regard, I'm going to talk myself up there for a minute. Send me one that will be decent for the game, and if you ever want it back, I'll be more than glad to send it back
Okay.
to you. Like just consider it a loan. I actually bought and paid for a block owl from one of the other OGs in the community, and he was like, I really don't want to sell this right now, and I told him, I said, you really can have it back whenever you want it back. You know, like I will take quite literally $1 more than I paid for it to send it right back to you. When and if you get your finances in a scenario where you can afford it,
Hmm.
you know, like like you know, at this point, I have enough NFTs. So, I mean,
How
another
many
NFTs.
NFTs you got
Um,
in total?
uh, fuck.
Uh oh.
Um, I'm probably closing in on 1,000.
A thousand?
Yeah,
Whoa.
probably. I don't know. I've got more than like so my like, and I'll go ahead and give you my ADA handle is Don Ninja. So $ Don underscore Ninja. And I think I have like 114 NFTs in that wallet, and that's supposed to be my burner wallet. That's not even where my NFTs are supposed to be sitting. I've just been too lazy to send them out of that one to any of the other wallets.
Wow, it's just your burner.
That's just my buying wallet. It's just the wallet that I use to like buy shit with. Like I don't even like to use it.
I see. I I wish I could flex like that. I have like one main wallet that I use, and then the other one I have for staking, and then I have a few other one. I think I have like 15 other ones that I use just to get in early on some of the free mints last year. You know, it was a volume play. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I spun up a
Yeah,
Daedalus node, and then I used a clean wallet with clean UTXOs and all that. But we won't get into that. But yeah.
yeah. Like I said, I don't. At this point, I like when new projects pop up, like you really have to fucking show me something because in all reality, I really don't want another NFT. I mean, unless it's something from like a particular project, like outside of just a couple of things, that's not the play. Like I've kind of filled my bag, like with any investing, like if you're an actual investor, you only put so many eggs in a certain basket. And I feel like I've kind of filled this basket up a little bit more than I probably should have. So it's like if it all goes to zero, I'll kind of be pretty sad about it. I have some beautiful fucking JPEGs, but I'd be really sad if they all went to zero.
I see. I see. Um, well, good. Well, thanks, young Ada, for sort of talking about what you do and talking about how you support Cardano and all the 1 million projects on here. No, but for real, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate you. Appreciate you. I always like, and I feel like I just sit here and I sound stupid sometimes because I have a horrible time showing myself. I'm great at showing other projects, like I know every in and out of a lot of different things, but like, sometimes like talking about myself is a little bit more difficult than talking about somebody else. So, like, I'm a great wingman. I'm a great wingman.
I see. Yeah, I can definitely sympathize with that. All right. Give me one moment here. 1 second. I think my connection is a bit spotty. Oh no, it's not that. I think I just have too many windows open. But yeah, again, thanks, Young Ada. You're of course you're more than welcome to stick up here and chit chat. You're always welcome, of course. And I think our next guest is Adania, so I'm gonna bring him up. I believe. Yeah. Okay. But yeah. Thanks for everything, Young Ada. Do everybody do check out the website and buy yourself some Cardano merch from Young Ada and show it off. You pick up a few girls at the bar or a few guys, or walk into the park and start chit chatting with people. Spread the good word of Cardano. Let's go. Thanks again, Young Ada.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for talking with me.
And I think Butler. I don't know if his mic is not working or not, but he chilling.
Hey, 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 good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. I'm finally back. And yeah, sorry, I was kind of like um stuck in the previous time zone. I'm in a new time zone now. So I got everything haywire. So appearing a little later than
Nice.
usual.
Also, Butler, you mind taking over for a few minutes? I gotta go do something real quick. Is that fine?
Sure, definitely. Hi everyone. Yeah, so next, and thank you very much, Young Ada, for sharing everything. I'm definitely thank you for being such a great supporter, and we wouldn't have I mean, when we always talk to our other projects, we always talk about the importance of having a very great community to support and to help us out as and when the project's really needed. So I think your presence and your help so far has definitely been felt, especially here on the Twitter space, and yeah, we'll definitely see how we can actually work together in the future as well. And the next segment we have would be Adania. So, and now we have Adania in the space as well. Hey, Adania.
Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us in the Twitter space today. And I think we kind of like chatted some time back, and especially during the last Cardinal Game Fest that was hosted by our good friends over at Legion Dark Club. So and we kind of hop into one of the Discord voice channel, right? And then you were like sharing and presenting about what Adania is, and showing off some of your card tricks and everything. And yeah, and I
Yeah.
thought and I thought it would be great to have you in our space and to share a bit more about what Adania is and everything.
Yeah, sure. So I'll give a very brief overview first, and then we can delve into whatever you guys want to delve into, because I think there's so much now. It's been like more than a year and a half now of different things coming out. So there's a lot to talk about. But first of all, my name's Chris, and I'm known as Dreams on Discord, and I run Adania. So good to see you all. I think most people know that, but for some reason there are people who have been around for a really long time. They just know me as Dreams. So I thought I'll start mentioning my name is Chris, and it's good to talk to you guys. So Adania is the setting, a fantasy setting of a series of games that we want to make. And the main one is Adania Cards. That's the game that we've really been putting our heart and soul into. If you like Magic the Gathering, this is a similar but uniquely different game to that. So we've released a physical card game which has 60 cards in it. When you buy a box of cards, that's all the cards you need in the game for both players. So it's two players, you're fighting one another by casting spells, putting down units on the field, and giving them items. Essentially, you're just trying to kill the other person with the stuff that you've got. And it's quite a quick paced game. So you've actually only got 12 cards in your deck, and the deck is made of two different sets. There are 5 sets, and there are 12 cards in each set. Oh man, the numbers thing this gets very difficult to explain sometimes because people get caught up on numbers, but visually it presents really well. So in Adania, there are humans, elves, orcs, goblins, and we've also got an extra set, which is the general set. The general set are like mercenaries, magic that everybody knows, items that everybody's aware of and can use. So basically, you pick 2 of those as the theme for your deck. The other person picks the other 2. You make your deck out of 12 cards. Now, this can happen on the go because it's quite easy to build for. After you play a game, you'll kind of realize either they're going to stomp you, you're going to stomp them, or you both know the game pretty well. So at that point, you adjust your deck and then you play again. Because the games can go anywhere between maybe 5 minutes to 25 minutes, that's roughly about right. Players who really know the game well will play quicker naturally. It might take a little bit longer to understand the different cards, as each one's unique, has different sort of ways that it gets played. But yeah, so I've definitely gone into a rabbit hole here on Adania cards. So Adania cards is one. That's our unique custom game that we've made. Now, we've made a couple of other games as well, and they're based on the Adania Adventurers. So the Adania Adventurers are the NFT series that we launched back in March of 2022. And we've been doing a slow mint ever since. So there are actually only 1,000. This wasn't a big 10K drop, and we didn't sell out. It's been very slowly minting, and I think we're up to 74%, or about to hit 75%, which is blowing my mind because only a month or so ago we were still around 40% or something. So we're finally kind of getting there, which is kind of cool. But yeah, hearing young Ada speaking before, and I was thinking about my financial situation as I've been going through the last year and a half. Now, I'm very lucky because I live in Vietnam, so it's cheaper for me to live generally, and I'm living with my wife and her family here. So my living costs are not as much, which means I haven't needed to make money during this time, which is very lucky because we haven't yet. It's been an expensive project, but I think, when we've got a digital game or the card sales kind of come up a bit, that'll turn around, and that's fine. It was interesting to think about again why we're doing this, and the key thing for me is we always wanted to make the game that we wanted to play, and every other game we've designed in the meantime has been something we wanted to do as well. So with these Adania Adventurers, we have a dice game, really easy. You get your Adania Adventurer. Now, this represents one of the different races of Adania, has its own stats, a weapon and an armor stat, and they're from 1 to 5. So this dice game is played between 2 people. You can do it in person, you can do it on a webcam, whatever you want. You could virtual roll your dice, that's fine too. Eventually, we want to put this into a game, and there might be someone in the audience here listening. Where did PZAP go? Okay, never mind. I'm just going to say it. PZAP is going to help us make that game. So that's going to happen eventually. Don't rush him, but
No, rush him.
He's a very cool guy, and he'll get there. But yeah, so basically, you get 3 dice. Your opponent gets 3 dice. You pick 2 dice for either attacking or defending, and you get 1 dice for the remaining whatever that is. And you both roll at the same time. So there's a bit of an element of poker to it. You've got to guess what they're going to roll. Are they going to be attacking you, or are they going to be defending mostly? And it's the best of 3 rolls. Essentially, the difference in points makes up whether you win or not. So if I hit you for 10, but you've got 10 defense, I do 0 damage and I don't get a point. But maybe you got 2 and I got a 1, so you get 1 point. And that's really simple dice game. Everybody's got dice. If you don't have dice, they're so cheap, you can get them. So we thought that was a very low barrier to entry way that you could enjoy our adventures. Now, the thing is, and I think I'm realizing more and more, this is really what sets us apart from other projects. We really care about person-to-person contact, whether that's online or in person with family and friends. I think it's because we're all D&D nerds, and we have had these tabletop gaming experiences, and a lot of this is inspired by those experiences face-to-face. Kamal, one of our artists, and Sid, one of the founding members of the team, he's kind of on the backbench at the moment, but still still part of us. We all met in China because we were studying Shaolin martial arts, and we happened to be playing tabletop games on Friday nights in someone's room when the masters weren't looking. So it's quite a weird story background, but that's how we all met and got into this together. Anyway, I got sidetracked again. So that was Adania Dice. Very easy dice game that you can use the adventurers for. The next one is, let's see. So there's Quest 54, which is a card game system where you use standard playing cards, your own deck of poker cards. You can use those. This is just a set of rules so that you can play a role-playing style game with those cards. And we've made it in a way that it can be remodeled and reskinned for other projects. So the Adania Quest 54 is a game that's about us all being adventurers. We're going into a dungeon. We're trying to get loot. We're going to kill monsters. There could be traps. We might steal loot from the other players. We might face the dungeon boss. And the winner at the end of the game has the most loot. That's basically it. It's a very simple game to play. I'll post the rules again somewhere. I've put them on Twitter quite a few times. So they're quite freely available. You can check them out on our Discord. And I'm sure I might end up making a Raggies version one day and just send it to you guys and be like, all right, this is it. You start playing. But the whole idea is we want to make this game specific to each project that we deal with so that their holders and their followers can just play another free game easily. It doesn't cost anything to play because you've usually got a set of cards around somewhere, just normal playing cards. So you don't have to buy anything. You don't have to do anything. You just read the document and think, fuck yeah, I love Crypto Raggies, and now I've got a Raggies cute cat game. And that's it. So the whole idea is for us to make this for other projects so that they can then give it to their holders, and it gives them something to do. But the key thing is, and young Ada, I know you're going to like this, it starts a conversation with friends or family about where this game came from. And usually people will play it in the style of the project, or at least I imagine usually, that they like best. So if someone's in Adania, Pocket Town, Eggs World, Crypto Raggies, Danketsu, Degen Ducks, they might just pick the one that they like the most and go with that. And their family and friends in that conversation will hear about that project. Or they might hear about this came from a Cardano project, and then they start talking about Cardano. It doesn't really matter. The point is it's bringing people together through having some fun. And if that leads to a conversation, that's a very positive note to start on. It doesn't have to be a weird financial talk. It doesn't have to be a, hey, you should buy NFTs. It could just be people having fun, and that ends up getting someone interested or someone talking about it. So that's kind of the early vision for what that game is. And so I'm currently making a Pocket Town one, which I'm pretty excited about because we got the story all worked out yesterday. We've got the Cosmic Cuties one, which came out with the Adania one. So that was kind of cool too. And I'll share these. Maybe I'll pin them later when I find them. They're definitely about a month back into our Twitter, and we post so much stuff, it's hard to scroll back, you know? Oh, pardon me. Okay, I'm almost done.
Yeah.
We got Flappy Goblin was a meme that happened like really, really early in the Adania history. For some reason, I can't remember why it came up, but we posted this picture of a goblin's head, and it was just the goblin's head, and there wasn't really any context to it, and it became this thing that kind of grew until someone was like, you should make that a game. And so we essentially just remade Flappy Bird with this goblin's head. So Flappy Goblin is this disastrous game which will ruin your life. I get 1 or 2 points usually. My wife beats me and then laughs at me when she beats me at this game. It's very frustrating, but it's fun. It's just also a frustrating game.
Tell me about it. When I tried it during the Discord voice back then during the Game Fest, I was like, what the shit is this? I remember playing Flappy Birds, right? And I just gave up because it's just so frustrating. And when you decided to have this. I think it was general specific. He decided to have this as one of the games to win some prize. I was like literally trying my luck to really score more than 2, and I was like, "Fuck this shit!" It's like it's so difficult, and I was like,
It's just as frustrating as Raggy Run though. But I managed to complete all the levels. I got the highest score in all the Flappy Birds. I mean, I'm a grinder. I'm gonna tell you that. But man,
"Yeah, tell me about
it's hard.
it." Yeah.
That's good. It takes like getting lucky on one of those good straight runs, I think. But after the event, the amazing thing was Massa and Tzap. They were trying to one up each other, and they kept posting on Twitter every time they got a new score. I think Massa ended up with 25. Completely crazy heroic result. If you haven't played, you're going to realize very quickly how difficult and impossible that is to believe. But he took a picture when he did it, so I'm impressed. Very good of him.
25. Hey, Optimal, that's a number that we will need to beat. Let's just start
Yes.
grinding after this space. Let's just try to at least score 26 and
Let's
post.
go, baby.
Yeah, and let's just post it on Masa's Twitter space.
Hey, but real quick, we're gonna do a reset right quick, guys. This is the Purring Room. I am your host, Optimal Store, the best mod in. I'm just kidding. I'm not the best. I'm the worst mod. Uh, we got Butler Raggy, our lovely co-host. He's a member of the team, and he has a private jet that he still hasn't invited me to. And let's see, we host these spaces every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We normally have multiple guests coming up, and today our first guest was Young Ada. Our second guest is the one speaking now, Adania, and then our third guest will be Slash Token Club. So thanks, guys, for coming. And please, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to come to the stage and ask. We only scratch. We don't bite because we're cats. Meow.
Meow.
Yeah. Yep, and again, Dreams, thanks for sharing so much about Adania and everything that has got to do with Adania. I think you as a project, you guys have already developed quite a lot within this space of time. And I think despite having a bear market, and I think and you're still out there trying to perfect your game, trying to share the game to the wider audience in the Cardinal space. I think that's really fantastic. And I was just, if I'm not wrong, there is a D20 dice, right? And initially I thought that was a dice that is going to be used for your that Adana dice game. Is it not, or is it just a normal 6-face dice?
Oh, so so the D20 dice is used in Adania cards to represent your life total. You start at 20 and you tick down. So we use that and just tick it down, very similar to the way people play Magic the Gathering. But we also use it in the dice game, so it represents a critical hit. Now, the D20 on your Adania Adventurer, there's metadata there. It'll be anywhere between 1 and 20. That's your Adania Adventurer's lucky number. If you roll this number during the dice game, that's where you get a critical hit. It means you can adjust one of the scores of your dice. So attacking or defending, you can pretty much switch it to be a 1 or a 6 or whatever you really want. If you want to be really cruel, just tapping it to be 1 point more than the other person is such a soul-crushing feeling, But so it does come into play. We love the D20 system generally, so we try to make use of it. And I'm kicking myself because we haven't even told you about all the other games that we've sort of got on the side that we've been doing. So there's a much more recent one this is a bit conceptual, but it's an in-character game. It's the kind of game that an Adanian, a character from the world of Adania, would go down to the local tavern and play this game. It's called Coins, and it's basically 5 coins. Each side has a different face. These faces represent the 10 elements of Adania. So this is cosmic and void, life and death, air and fire, water and earth. What am I missing? There's something else. Order and chaos. There we go. So really simple game. I flip a coin, you flip a coin. Either mine beats yours beats mine, or nothing happens. And if nothing happens, we flip a third coin, and that will beat either mine or yours. So the last person standing wins. Really, really easy game of chance. So this would be the sort of game that your village people and townsfolk would play in the game. But these elements and those coins are also kind of used in like a tarot reading capacity. So in the world of Edania, seers and wise people might cast bones with these symbols on them to try and answer the questions they have for the universe, or do readings for people, ask specific questions in the same way that people do tarot readings. So it's quite a important element of the world, but also another PZAP thing. Is he here still? He's not. I think he's gone to sleep. This will be part of that other mini game. So he's going to be making something for us, and each of these are going to feature as a mini version in that arcade format. So that should be exciting when it happens. I know he's a bit slow on things, so we won't rush him. But I'm gonna start talking about it now, so he feels rushed, and then he can catch up.
Yep. So with all these different Adania games, is it only just the Adania Adventure that is a trading card game that is kind of like a stack of cards that is in real life, and everything else would be digital, or would it be somewhat a mix that we are expecting?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. The plan long term is to have a number of physical things as well as a number of digital offerings. So at the moment, there's the Adania Adventurer, which is the one and only digital offering. There are 1,000 of them. We're minting right now for 40 ADA. Now, the plan is in the future to release an NFT card version of Adania cards. And these would be cards that you buy in packs. You would pay some ADA, get 6 cards. They would be common cards. You might have a chance of getting a rare or a legendary in it. The legendary ones, all the card art, by the way, was made to be animated. So it's all animated card art, but we actually usually only show the still image on the cards, obviously, since we printed them and you can't have an animation on a printed card. So the cards are one thing which are physically printed and available at the moment. But also yet to be released as an NFT. And the reason that we've held off is I think we were inspired by Wolves of Rome. So early on talking to them, I was really impressed that they put their money into making a game, getting the alpha ready before they ever had an NFT drop. Now, we obviously weren't in the same financial position to be able to do that. We've gone a slightly different way, but I still really believe that's an excellent approach. So I kind of feel like I want to hold off on those until we've got something that people can use them for. So not just collecting the cards, but actually being able to play with them from the day that we release them. That would be fantastic. I'm not sure whether it will actually turn out that way or not. Really depends on the market, or whether we get the funding that we're hoping for, which could be really close. I'm not allowed to talk about it at all, so I won't. But yeah, so we'll see how things go, and then hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. So
just very quickly, the other physical components will be dice. So custom D20 dice that have our Hydra symbol instead of the 20. This will be very reminiscent of Magic the Gathering. It's a beautiful style. It's quite easy to do. So this will come out in a later version of Adania cards. The other thing is those coins that I mentioned. We want to make physical coins and get these coins actually printed out. That might be a limited edition collector's thing. It definitely depends on whether I can find someone here in Vietnam to tool them out for me, the cast and a metal shop. So that might be difficult, but definitely something on the agenda, which I'm quite passionate about because I love this coin game. It's been really fun so far. At the moment, I've got a whole bunch of Australian $1 coins, and I've kind of drawn all over them to represent. It's all in white out liquid paper. Yeah. Anyway, so that's how I'm doing my play testing at the moment, flipping these other coins. So that's later on down the track. And finally, I come to the final digital offering that we want to make way down the track. So this will be after Adania cards, after the adventurers have sold out. It will be a choose your own adventurer token. So it'll be like the Adania adventurers. Now the difference is the Adania adventurers are limited to 1,000 and they can't die in Adania. If they get knocked out or something, if something happens to them, they might not be playable for a little while, but they'll come back. Whereas these choose your own adventurers you get to choose what they look like, where they're from, what gear they've got, whatever. And they will be insanely cheap because we're going to kill them. If they die in the game, they're gone. They turn into a tombstone. That's it. They're done. We're not sure exactly when that's going to happen, but CIP 68 really helps with the conceptual build of how that would actually go into a game. So thanks to Cardano, taking steps forward as a group, what we're planning for the future has been able to keep up to and stay with it, which is fantastic.
Right, you have shared a lot, and just a quick one. Zooming into the coins. You better save me a set because I'm definitely flying down to get it from you. If not, well, it's either you end up with the
Yeah,
sharks,
sure.
or you get fed to the lions, or not lions but the tigers. In some Cambodian forest. Just joking.
That's cool. I'll
I
keep
want a set too.
I'll keep a set of cards for you. If we ever do meet up, I'll teach you how to play.
Yeah,
And if you beat me, you can keep them. But if you don't,
and I'll
I
still
don't
keep
know.
them as
You
well.
have to buy the copy.
Yeah, so talking about meeting you, so just a quick digression. I kind of like met Covariant from Jacano just a few hours earlier here in Bangkok. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to flying down to Vietnam to find you as well pretty soon. So that's yeah. Coming back to
Most welcome. Let me know anytime. It's all good.
yeah, and coming back to Adania, so there seems to be quite a fair bit of things going on. So, and I think before we even try to dissect everything individually, well, that sounds a bit scary, but just wanted to check in with you. What actually kind of like inspired you to start this project from the very beginning? I think so far that we have invited projects onto the space, we always like to ask this question, and the inspiration is always fascinating. So right now, let's just hear your starting story. What actually kickstarted you.
So it's a little bit of a long story, but I'll make it very quick. The story of my life. One day I was born. No. Look, so I've always loved fantasy. Ever since I read Lord of the Rings, very young age, I was obsessed with elves and magical worlds. And as I grew up, I got into different games, Dungeons and Dragons, Neverwinter Nights, representing that on the PC. Definitely a big inspiration. When I finally got into Magic the Gathering, which I had always wanted to do as a kid, but my parents were like, you can't play that. You have to study. So I wasn't allowed. Finally grew up, got my own money, got into it myself. Very fun game. Albert Jacker, the other founder, and I used to play Warhammer 40k together. So tabletop gaming and fantasy worlds have always been a big drive. And even though we've sort of come from very different backgrounds, so I'm a pharmaceutical salesperson who then became a teacher when I came to Vietnam. Albert Jacker is a mechatronic engineer. Very, very different people, but this is something that we've loved as our hobby and, something we've been obsessed with for years. So I mentioned earlier that I met the other guys, Kamal and Sid, in China. So I actually spent a year doing Shaolin martial arts. That's it, in the middle of the country in China. It was great experience, but very challenging. But that's where we met. We were playing Dungeons and Dragons there and became very close friends. So when we started thinking of this idea of how would we make our own game, that was kind of born there. That's all the way back in 2018. And I'd already had the world of Adania sort of built up in my head at that point. And it became sort of a process of fleshing it out. There's a lot of lore in the world that we haven't really released yet because it's waiting for our new website. The old one, if you look at it right now, will not have most of the information I've talked about tonight because it's extremely out of date. And we've just been working on so many other things. So soon there'll be a new website. It will have a lot of lore included. And you'll get to learn a bit more of the story of Dania and why everything is the way that it is. And yeah. So what brought me here is a passion for fantasy stories. I love storytelling and I love being part of that story. And I feel like role-playing games give you the best experience of that interactive storytelling. Having the adventurous sort of feel, the explorer, that's kind of what I've been for my whole life, in the hopes that I could recreate these fantasy adventures in my life. I love to travel I'm an Australian in Vietnam right now, for example. So yeah, it's been a crazy adventure in life, and hopefully I can give some of that fun to everybody else through these games.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And the next follow-up question naturally would be, why Cardano?
So actually, a lot of this started before we had sort of gotten onto Cardano, but one of the other teachers here in Vietnam, we were teaching English together. He was talking to me in a cafe one day about Cardano. I'd never heard about it before. I think this was about 2020, and he was bringing up specifically the whole idea of the financial plan for Africa. So basically, making this currency accessible to more people gives more people the chance to operate on an international level with that money. So the idea of connecting people was what originally got me onto Cardano, and that was much more as a, I'll buy some ADA, and then I know my money's gone to a good place, and maybe it will make me some more money later. So it really only started with that originally. As I started to delve in, as the NFT market really kind of picked up, I realized that the game that we always wanted to make, we could possibly crowdsource. And originally, the Adania Adventurers were going to be a 10,000 drop. And we sort of thought about it as like, maybe we can make enough money to get the alpha out, get our developer friends involved. My wife works for Gameloft, so we had a lot of developers on the side that were kind of ready to make this game for us. Obviously, didn't work out that way with the market turning the way that it did, and especially because we only actually have 1,000 adventurers in the set, which was mainly because we realized that 10,000 of these special adventurers wouldn't really work, and the way that we wanted to develop these different games in future required a much smaller pool. So yeah, a bit different, but that's why we're here. We heard about the great things Cardano would do for the world. I was inspired by it, and I decided that our project would launch here instead.
Right. That makes sense. I think uh that was, I mean, when 2020 was kind of like when COVID first started, and the kind of the whole crypto market was kind of like iffy and not stable. So yeah, and
Yeah,
for you to actually hear that in terms of some African countries trying to use um blockchain and crypto as a form of currency and form of trading currency, I think that's something inspiring as well. So shucks. The question, actually, I had a question, but kind of slipped my mind. I think I'm getting some virus
Uh-oh.
from Optimal. That always happened to Optimal. Now it's happening to me.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Okay. I can take over real quick if you
Sure,
want.
over to you, Optimal. Over to you.
All right. Well, first, just a quick reset, just a couple of seconds. I see that we have, let me see, 14 people here and about 7 likes. Uh-oh. That's a problem. Let's like and retweet the space, guys. Let's spread the word about the amazing projects that are up here, especially the legends that are on stage. So yeah, let's get that going, guys. Like and retweet the space. And moving on to Adania, you have your hand up?
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw in. So today we want to give away one Adania Adventurer to some lucky listener, right? But something that we do in our True Blue Tuesdays Twitter Spaces is that we require you to have retweeted or liked the space, so that if you're picked and you haven't done that, you're not the winner. We'll just pick again. You know what I mean? So to be eligible for this, if you retweet, that'd be good. You know.
Let's go. I see a couple of retweets already, so we're getting it started here, guys. It's exciting.
Everybody wins. Cool.
Yeah, everybody, just do a quick retweet. You're going to get an NFT of the next upcoming hype project, so do not miss out this opportunity.
Wonderful. And did that question come back to you, Butler, or no?
No, it's still somewhere out there in the South China Sea. I'm just trying to recall it. But Optimal, do you have any questions regarding any of the Adania games that Dreams have just spoken about?
About the games, no, but I'm kind of curious if you guys didn't already touch on it, because I think I was a bit absent for the first minutes. Was it Was it hard developing on Cardano?
Not really. So we use NMaker's tools, and thankfully they were there. I mean, I'm not a developer myself. Albert Jacker, our engineer guy, he is, but he's very tied up at work. So luckily, NMaker's suite of tools are pretty cool to use. They're quite simple, easy to kind of pick up on. A lot of the development side of things are yet to happen for us because it will really come around the making of Adania Cards, the digital game. So that's yet to happen, just to be very clear. So I think that's probably something which we haven't needed to really worry about as much as everybody else has, because we've got such a focus on physical objects or things that you can do without needing to, put more stuff together. We want to make things more accessible, generally from stuff that people already have. So these card games that require just a set of standard playing cards, or the dice game, which just needs you to have some dice, that's very easy to get. And there are also easy substitutes online through many, many different mediums. So, yeah, it's been okay so far.
Yep. And if developing on Cardano gets difficult, well, I always tell this to a few project founders: you can always find RSI. You can always find RSI. I mean, he is just a genius on the Cardano space. He's just such a fabulous and a talented developer. I mean, granted, his schedule is very hectic, everything, but if he's available, he's definitely willing to help. And if you have anything, can just call out to him. Yeah. Sorry, RSI, don't nail me to the wall for that. But I thought you're just very helpful generally, right? Okay, so the question.
Yeah, I always show him though. Like in every space, I'm like, we have the most talented developer in the entire Cardano crypto ecosystem. So
Yeah, and the cutest co-host on the Twitter space as well. So well, yeah,
let's go.
yep. Okay, so the question did finally make its way back from the South China Sea, and yes, as you were explaining about Adania trading card and trying to launch the virtual set of games on Cardano space as well, on virtually as well. Have you ever thought of trying to bridge these two set of assets, the real life assets as well as the virtual assets? Why I'm asking this is because I'm not very
Yes.
I'm not very sure
Just to
if
cut you off, yes. But,
okay,
yeah.
great. Good to know that, because why I'm asking you this is because I'm not very sure if you have heard of the project Bitfins. So they have kind of like done something very, very amazing, is that if I'm not wrong, their NFTs, you can actually use the NFTs in real life as well. You can project the NFT onto a physical space, virtually through a VR, if I'm not wrong, VR and all. So I was thinking, if you could also have that sort of technology weaved into your trading card games, right? Because if I'm not wrong, some time ago, Apple and Lego, if I'm not wrong, they kind of like collaborated together to try to bring virtual reality into the physical play sets of the Lego sets. So, and I think that is amazing. And I'm not very sure if that is something that you were actually having in mind to actually incorporate VR into, or rather, NFTs, VR into the trading card games. Would that be something that we might be expecting?
Yeah. So let me jump in and say it's a long shot. There's something very specific that I have a dream for, and I'm not sure whether we can actually do this, but it's already ready to happen on the cards. So this wouldn't be the cards becoming an NFT or something, but it does have this kind of virtual reality component to it. I don't know if you guys ever had a 3DS from Nintendo, that console, but that actually had these cards that came with the 3DS and a bunch of different very small mini games when Nintendo was testing this kind of gameplay. And the whole idea was you put a card down on a table or a space, and when you look at it through the camera of the 3DS, it gives you that virtual reality kind of image. So for us, we were thinking it'd be cool if we could get the legendary animated vision of the cards to play over the top of where the card is. So because it's pixel art, it's very easy to position that. We've got some positioning markers that we've already printed onto the cards. So one day, when this actually, when we get the technology behind this kind of set up in a easier to compute manner, And because it's only 60 cards at the moment, the expansions have been taken into account as well. There won't be too many cards to actually do this for, so I imagine it shouldn't be too difficult. But it is a future thing. It's something that I'd love to do. I can't guarantee it right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think yes, that when you're bringing up about the 3DS thing, I kind of like recall when I was pretty much younger back in those days. I kind of like think I saw something like that as well, and I think they also tried to launch it for Pokemon, if I'm not wrong. And
Yeah. So
yeah,
Nintendo's the 3DS one is actually so much earlier than most of the VR stuff, and they were calling it AR, augmented reality, which was incredible back then. It was a mind. I remember showing my mom exactly how I could make Mario kind of jump on the table, and she blew her mind at the time, because this was quite a while ago. Whereas since then, now that we've got smartphones and cameras are much more easily built into small devices, I think people forget how much easier it is to do with the technology we've got today compared to, say, 15, 20 years ago. So today, like, Pokemon Go does this exact VR thing that I was mentioning very easily. Niantic has great software behind it, so they can just put Pokemon everywhere around the world. Yeah, so I mean, the technology's there. It's just a matter of putting it all together.
Yep, and I do hear you, and I think all these are very exciting. And if you could do it, it's a sure bet that Ardania will be the top number one game on Cardano space without a doubt. It's just finding about the right resources and getting the right people on board for development, right? So maybe we could start stealing some of the talents over from Niantic Labs and plant them into and ship them into Vietnam, and for you to actually reprogram them to work for you.
I'll steal them. I'll put them to work in a little factory around here.
Yep. So that was my question, and I think I mean you have shared pretty much a lot, and it seems like poor PZAP is kind of like put into your universe of resources as well, and
Yeah.
and I think PZAP is just a wonderful guy to have and to be around with, and I can't imagine what actually what have you actually poisoned him with for him to say yes to helping you develop so many things. So yeah.
You know what? I think it's just we're Aussies. He's a mate, so he's willing to do it. You know, but I think also he's followed us for quite a while, and I think he believes in what we believe in. I mean, I find that a lot of our followers over time come to realize we're really passionate about this. We're going to make it happen regardless. You know, we've been here for a year and a half already, and I wouldn't call us a successful project. I do feel successful. Like when I look at the cards in my hands and I get to, so here in Vietnam, I actually meet a lot of people and give these cards away just to people in real life, because I'll be in a cafe on a call or something and I'll be messing around with cards and making little decks. And then someone comes and asks me in like a little bit broken English, but they ask me, what's that? And then I explain the game and that I made it, and we sit down and they'll have a game, and then I'll be like, keep these cards. And yeah, it's fun. Like it's really fun to do this, and I'm so glad that people are playing this game that I made. You know, that's such a great feeling.
Yeah, especially as a founder, when you create something, you just really want someone out there to really start playing it and to really find joy out of playing those things that you have created.
Yeah,
I think that's the
100%.
greatest achievement any founder would have. It's not about how much you're bootstrapping, how much time, how much sweat, how much effort you're putting into whatever you're doing. I think end of the day is who, and that you're actually trying, that you actually manage to bring in some entertainment and some joy and laughter into someone else's life, which I think that is just simply phenomenal.
Yeah.
And talking about the few projects like PZAP, yours, and maybe ours, I think, you know, as we were talking about how PZAP is great and everything, an idea just came into mind. No, why not we just create a Cardano gaming company, right? And then we will just use PZAP's arcade idea, and then we just create mini games and just plant it all into it, and then we'll just market it and sell it to Nintendo. Why not we just start doing that? And
well, not to speak on behalf of PZAP or anything, but I think that's his plan. That's his evil mastermind
okay.
plan,
Let's
to
just take over.
get us all together.
Yeah, let's just take over the
Yeah,
whole.
take over Nintendo, move everyone to Japan. IOHK can come and join us one day. They'll
Nah.
be the shit kickers in the company as we play games, you know?
Yeah, IOHK can be our supporter. They don't need to be fully actively involved, but yeah, we'll just be steering the whole vehicle, and then IOHK just pump in money. That's all we need from them. And we'll just call ourselves the new CGC, right? The Cardano Gaming Company. Right. So
Hell yeah, that sounds good.
yep, and passing back over to you, Optimal, if you have any other further questions for Dreams.
No, at the moment I don't. But I do like what you're all building, so I'm just gonna continue learning more. I'm gonna look into it and stuff. So yeah, sounds fun. And you got something to
Yeah,
add,
I think
Adania?
I just wanted to add, again, our website's not complete and it's very out of date. So if you want to look into us, don't use the website, please. I'm going to be updating it very soon, and I mean it's a matter of time and getting the right amount of time to write this stuff out. But most of the content's there. It's just a matter of pushing it live. So yeah, the website will be updated soon. That'll be a good time to check it out. Otherwise, if you have any other questions, hit me up anytime on Discord or whatever, and I'm happy to chat to people about it.
Yeah.
But the final thing I wanted to really impress on everybody is the most accessible game that we've got at the moment, and I think the one that I've been most impressed with recently has been the Quest 54 game, because everybody's got their own set of standard playing cards. Anyone can play the game. It's really just a matter of reading this one page on how to play, and now you know how to play, and that's it forever. You can play this game. So really accessible, and it's fun. Like, you can get somewhere between 2 to 10 people to play it. It's a good little party game for a couple of people.
Yep. And on Quest 54, and again, Dreams, thanks for reaching out to us and sharing this fantastic initiative as well. That's something that we would be definitely looking into it, and we'll definitely see how we can give birth to a Greggy's version of it. And again, back to what you've just shared earlier,
Sure.
The purpose of having a Quest 54 is actually kind of like a conversational starter. When you play with friends, you play with family who may or may not know crypto, who may or may not know Cardano, let's just not even talk about the projects that are involved in the Quest 54, right? So I think that is something that is truly kind of like impressive, because I don't think any other projects out there have done something similar to what Quest 54 was intended to do. So definitely happy to look into it and to see what we can do. Because anyway, we are kind of like halfway into the year already, right?
Sure.
We are in June, and I think Thanksgiving and Christmas and the New Year's is coming in a matter of a few blinks of your eye. So yeah, and I think that's definitely something that we want to see, and if we could have in place by then. And yeah, instead of playing boring old Jenga and Scrabble, why not just play Quest 54, right? Well,
yeah, I mean, the thing that I really like is, even if that conversation doesn't go well, at least you're gonna have fun playing games with your friends, and really that's the main point. So that's good. It's a win-win.
and with that, maybe we could look at selling Quest 54 to Hasbro. Sorry, what game? What parent company was that who created many of the the family gathering? Hasbro.
I think it's
Hasbro,
Hasbro.
Yeah, correct. And
so I wouldn't, and only because Hasbro is the most money-grubbing, hungry company I've ever dealt with. They really want your money. They will stop at nothing to get it, and I don't want to paint them out to be like an evil company or anything, but if there was a company that was evil, no, I'm kidding. They make great games, and they're above Wizards of the Coast and do Magic the Gathering and other stuff too. A big part of the philosophy and values of Adania is to make stuff available to players as cheaply or as free as we possibly can. So this will definitely be a free game. If we can distribute in a way that would make it a cheap game to distribute or a cheap game to buy with your own special unique cards, that would be cool, and I'd be all for that. but it's probably quite a large distribution thing. I think if it got to Hasbro, they would charge a lot for a game like this, and it really would just be a slightly changed version of a game you could just play anyway with your own cards. So I'd much rather see people buy a set of really beautiful cards that they really like playing things with. I've seen some amazing ones. I was just in Japan on a family trip a couple of weeks ago. And I got these Studio Ghibli Princess Mononoke cards. They are stunningly beautiful, and so I'm so happy that I can play a game that I invented on these cards. It's very cool. But yeah, I'm all the more for people playing things for free. So this is something that I'll just share out by retweeting and stuff.
Yeah, and loving that very pure intention, and I think good things should be shared with the wider community, and we shouldn't kind of like gatekeep it and use it for just for a kind of like as a money making machine, right? So very
Yeah,
thankful.
absolutely.
Yeah, very thankful for people like you to be in the community and to really want to have the intention to share without having monetary or kind of any capital gains. And I think that's something that we need more often, right? Otherwise, if everything in Cardano is all about flipping, earning, it's all about bags and all, I think we wouldn't stand out as a better blockchain in the whole Cardano space, or rather, sorry, in the whole crypto space. So yeah, and thank you very much for sharing so much with us, Dreams, for tonight. And I think
You're welcome.
there's a lot that we could probably do together, and there's a lot that the whole community could probably do together as well. I mean, you've already gotten PZAP so deep into your this evil plot of taking over the world with Adania, and I think soon maybe more projects might be sucked into our ecosystem. So that could be an alpha, right? I'm not sure, but yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it sounds good. The more people who want to play with us and have fun, the better. And if you can do that for free, better yet. That's the ideal there.
Yeah. And Canterbury, I see you. Don't stop lurking and stealing our ideas. You know, if you want, just join us. Don't stand by the side and snitch our ideas. Yeah, we are watching you.
I'm gonna call. Well, what's that rocket company? Starship. Star
X.
What's her? Yeah. I'm gonna call SpaceX or about our Falcon 9. Anybody
SpaceX, yes.
Who tries to steal our ideas? Let's go. I'm kidding. But yeah.
Yeah, and thank you very much, Dreams, for spending your time with us. Much appreciated.
Thank you for
I do really hope to go down to Vietnam to visit you and your family as well. I'm really wanting to have that those trading card games and to hold them and to actually play a few games with you. I'm quite sure I'm going to win you. My mind is just superb.
Yeah, I'll get you up to speed soon. Before I go, do you mind if I roll my lucky D20? I'm rolling the white one today. There's a white and a red one.
Right.
The white
Let's go.
So what I'll ask Optimal to do, look at your screen, and after I give you the number that I roll, count across until you get to that number. If you get to the bottom, start again at the top. Anyone who gets it, including you guys, like whoever it is, they get an adventurer. Assuming that they retweeted the space. If they haven't done that yet, now's a really good time, guys.
Do it. Retweet.
Share it.
Like and retweet the space, guys. Get ready. Let's go.
Okay, so I'm going to roll now. Everybody ready? Here we go.
Drums rolls, please.
Okay, number 12.
Oh, right. I think we have, who's this guy in the orange? Drop-in Jen, I think is the one here. Yeah. Drop-in Jen. So you won the giveaway. Let's go.
Yeah,
won
so
the
that's
giveaway.
a newly minted Adania Adventurer. So I'll mint that and send it to whatever wallet. Drop in, if you can send me a DM with your handle or wallet address, whatever, I'll send one to you right now.
And thank you very much, Dreams, for that generosity. You have been a great person to speak with, and you have been very generous with everything. We really hope to talk to you again, and I definitely think there's going to be follow-ups, right? I mean, Optimal, we have always been blessed that projects that we have been talking to, we always will have to follow up with them because they are building so much, they're going to bring so much in the community, and there's just so much that we can't just touch on within one single space.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's a lot to shovel together. Thank you guys for having me here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, our pleasure. And I do actually have a list of projects that I put under the follow-up list, so you'll be added to that one, so that we have more content and things to talk about.
Awesome.
So exciting
you.
stuff.
Cheers, guys.
Oh, we have a request. What's up, Drop-In Jen? How you doing?
Hey, good morning, everybody. I just want to say thank you for the win. It's very cool. I sent you a DM already.
Awesome. I'll follow up as soon as I'm off speaker.
Yeah, no worries. I just want to come up here and say thank you to everybody.
You're welcome.
Wonderful.
And welcome.
Yeah, guys. Yes, thanks for coming up and participating. So actually, I spoke to Splash, and he is our next guest, but he says it's probably best to push it to next week because they're doing the mint right now and there's a lot going on. So we're gonna push Splash to next week at the same time. But guys, it's he's they're doing a lot with the mint, and I think it's gonna be very exciting what they have coming up. So do look forward to that. And as far as that goes, we're just like Adania was our last guest. We're about 5 minutes away from the official end of the show. So thanks everybody for dropping by. We had a bit of a smaller space today, which is nice. And it's always good to have these in-depth conversations. So yeah, thanks again, everybody. Do tune in for next week. Butler, do you have any closing remarks?
Not really, but just wanted to share that we had a very engaging discussion with Covariant from Dracano, and there is so much that we traded with ideas, and we might probably do something soon. I'm not very sure, but I'm just saying that it might not. Really, it depends how often I can fly up to Bangkok, right? So if not flying down to meet Dreams in Vietnam, it might be just coming up to Bangkok, or maybe down to Perth to find PZAP. So yeah,
yeah, we can all meet up. That'll be cool.
Yeah, but there's so much things that we want to do, and there's so much that the community, the blockchain, the crypto space is kind of like a big ocean, right? A big Pacific Ocean out there, and we're just like a small little city, a small little island, and we've only done this much, and there's so much potential. So yeah, a lot of things that we could probably work on together, even including the wider community. So something that everyone can probably look forward to. So who knows? Just keeping that possibility out there, and hopefully I don't know. I just feel that meeting other projects founders in person really helped to spark a lot of ideation, and I think something that we can look forward to.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, cool. Great. All right. 1 second here. Okay, cool. Yes. I'm getting lost in my words here, but thanks everybody for coming. Today's a nice day, so get out and touch some grass wherever you are. Over here is about 100 million degrees. I'm gonna sweat all day being outside. But thanks for coming. This has been the Purring Room, guys. I am your host, Optimal Store. We have our lovely co-host Butler Raggy, and we have a lot of amazing legends up on stage, including Adania and Dropping Gems, who won the giveaway. So thanks for coming. Down below, we have the chief of the Raggy team, Crypto Raggy, also known as RSI. We have Young Ada, the biggest supporter in Cardano ever in the world, ever. We have Masa, Disastered, Mosey, Cat, Wiley, and Buttermoon, another one of our biggest supporters. He likes everything that the Raggies drop. He likes and retweets almost everything. So, it's amazing to have that kind of support. So thank you, guys. And so just a little reminder, the reason sort of I started the Purring Room is because We want a space to talk about all things raggies, but also we want to connect other communities that are similar or completely different. Because I think we have to get out of our sort of rocks, and we have to get connected with people. So this is sort of how we show our support for other projects in the space, and I think it's been pretty well so far. Yeah, Butler.
Yeah, just a quick shout out to Masa. Masa, you joined the space too late. We have so much alpha going on earlier, so no worries. I'll gladly and happily fill you in when I drop by Tokyo towards the end of this year. Well, yeah, that's it. Back to you, Optimal.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming through. This has been the Purring Room. I'm your host, Optimal Store. We got co-host Butler Raggy. I will see you in the Discord around Twitter Spaces, where I spend my entire life because I have no other life. Thanks, guys, for coming. I don't have the closing music, so we're just gonna close out with meow. Okay, so on 3, everybody on stage is gonna say meow at the same time. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Meow.
Meow.
Bye.